Alright. Hola, bienvenidos a Greg y Andy Destatados. Welcome to Greg and Andy Unleashed. It is our first episode since I came back from Mexico. Wanted to jump on, share with you guys a little bit about Mexico, what it was like. And we have Tim with us, with me today, due to Greg being sick. So shout out to Tim for jumping in, saving the day. Otherwise, it would have been a pretty...
just you on your own.
Yeah, me probably just falling asleep. So
Yeah, I walked in here, you're on the floor, you're napping. Get my class out there.
Mate, how was the class?
Pretty heavy, but no, it was good.
Yep,
Really good.
awesome. And what class is it? What is it about?
I did the Pentateuch first, the first 5 books of the Bible, and then the life of Christ afterwards. So,
Nice.
Matthew, Mark, Luke, John.
Yep. Yeah, awesome, man. So, guys, don't forget to go ahead and subscribe. And one thing that I got a quick story from when I was in Mexico. So, we walk into the McDonald's in Mexico City, right? Walk in, and old mate, the security guard, is just standing there with a shotgun, protecting the Big Mac burgers from people stealing them. So, yeah, it was just totally different, eh? Like, it's very different, just the whole concept. I mean, there's more open, I would say, corruption, that kind of thing. So, but I mean, hence, old mate standing there with a shotgun just, protects the cash and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, the Big Macs. But yeah, no, it was a very exciting trip. So, I was gone for 3 weeks, went with the Gears. So if you don't know who they are, they work with children, doing children's ministry. They were doing teacher training.
We had them on.
That's right. We have had them on. Yeah.
Half a dozen episodes ago.
That is correct.
We had, I think, 2-parter.
Yeah,
with
Esther. With Esther,
well.
yeah. So yeah, went with the Gears, and it was really interesting actually. They're going with them, seeing their life, like how they live their life. It wasn't like it was that, those mission trips which are like high energy, high emotion, like, you're just going nuts, flat out. Excuse me. This one was more like very consistent. I didn't have to do, obviously, too much work, but it's still enough to keep me busy, but they had to do a lot more work every day because they were doing most of the teacher training. But it was very... very good just to be able to see their life, how they work. The other American pastors and missionaries and the national pastors and missionaries over there. Very interesting. So, yeah, it was definitely an interesting experience. Second day I was there, got myself a coffee cup from going to a wedding on the second day I was there. So, that was pretty cool. And
Do you drink coffee?
I mean, yeah, I do.
Oh, okay.
Like not a lot, but hey, they were giving it away for free and they were pretty much insisting. So I was like, may as well. And I got myself a Spanish Bible as well. I don't know how long it's going to take me to read it, but
Probably a while.
we'll see. So, yeah.
It's a whole nother language.
Yeah, gotta learn
take
it.
a while.
But, we'll get there.
I believe in you.
Oh, thanks, mate. I appreciate the vote of confidence. So I just struggled through Google Translate and my broken Spanish to get people to understand.
Duolingo.
It's hilarious. Yeah, Duolingo, great app, guys. Great app.
Not sponsored.
Yeah. Although I was talking to one of my mates Saturday at ice skating, and he was trying to learn German, and I was like, bro, Duolingo, you need to get Duolingo, mate. I should be advertising for them.
Let's go.
So, but no, it was the people there, really, really nice people. Obviously thanking the Lord for safety, in regards to, recent events, people being over there, Australians being over there and passing away over in Mexico. So, yeah, obviously thanking the Lord for safety. And then, the food. Food was spectacular. I also did have chicken schnitzel and pasties some of the time as well. But
all reliable.
The food was just so delicious, mate. I loved it. Like, some of it was a bit picante, a bit spicy, but it was bursting with flavour, mate. Bursting with flavour. So no, it was so good. Food was good. Yeah, seeing the way people live as well, like the what was that word? It's disparity of wealth. I think that's the right way to phrase it.
Yep.
Is wild. Like you're driving along a street and you have a multi-million-dollar house next to a shack.
Yep.
And then that's just the way it is. Like people rock up to church in a BMW and people rock up walking.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it is. And the rich and poor live together.
That's not very common, is it?
Yeah. So it's very interesting to see that. But then also to see, because they've got a large like amount of people that are poor.
Yeah.
And I mean, for example, even in Mexico City, you got was like 22 million people or something in the overall Mexico City, and it's like that's nearly the population of Australia.
Yeah,
so it's just like you got so many people.
So dense.
It's concrete everywhere. Like it's just concrete, houses, roads, concrete's just everywhere. One thing, actually, I've got to share this. One thing I noticed, obviously, from building background. So they leave, when you pour concrete, you put bits of Rio in to strengthen the concrete. Now, here in Australia, obviously, we put our bits of Rio inside the concrete. They just run the bits of Rio straight up through the top of the concrete and then just leave it hanging out. And they just don't cut it off. It's just not in anybody's way, so why cut it off? So you'll just like if you get onto anyone's roof or you have a look around, you just see everyone's, like every house nearly has got bits of Rio just coming out.
Yeah.
And it just sits there. And it doesn't ever get cut and it just stays there. It's just
broke,
normal.
don't fix it.
Yeah, literally. That is literally the whole idea. So it's just so wild. But yeah, I was just like, wow, that was an interesting thing for those with a construction background. Yeah.
I guess so.
So yeah, food was good. People were good. Weather. Oh, we get to Mexico City. You know, Mexico City is higher than Mount Kosciuszko.
Like altitude.
Altitude.
The whole city.
Yeah. So you're like about, we looked it up. Mount Kosciuszko is, I think it's about 2,300 meters high. Mount Kosciuszko here. Mexico City is like nearly 3,000 meters high. Or like above sea level.
Yeah.
And because I got there and then I ran my suitcase up like 2 flights of stairs and I'm like thinking to myself, why am I puffing and panting? I'm not that unfit.
Thin air. Wow.
But yeah, it's just
no idea.
it's so much high altitude. So it's not like, you know how it's like always portrayed in the movies, like all that hot Mexico, sweaty and sticky. Well, I mean, it's so high altitude that it's not really...
Was it humid?
Hot. It wasn't, like, it's different in different parts. So, yeah, weather was good, actually. Very similar to...
Australia.
Yeah, Australia. Yeah, really. Like, probably more so like Sydney, because they're coming out of their, winter at the time, or coming towards their summer now. So it's getting pretty warm for them. So, yeah. Weather was good. Yeah, obviously safety was just, something you got to watch out for. But, yeah, that was it. And then, mate, some highlights. We went to these pyramids, bro. They were absolutely sick. Pyramid of the Sun, Pyramid of the Moon.
I've heard of them.
Really cool. It's like the city of Teotihuacan or something. Yeah. And I bought some obsidian rocks. So that was pretty cool. Yeah. Just brought them back for some members of my family. Yeah. Some little figurines made. Obsidian is... Do you know what obsidian is?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. All right. I had no clue what it was.
Isn't it where molten lava gets
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And it's just it makes it black, glass kind of rock. Yeah.
Pretty strong though.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. It's very interesting. And then just the history over there is absolutely fascinating.
Yeah.
You walk past a building and it just says, built in 1610. Or whatever. And it's just whoa, we don't have any big buildings or anything that were built, in early times, right?
It wasn't even colonized by then.
So, yeah, exactly. So, yeah, no. And then the other thing was actually that really stood out that I took away was just how much people like have a respect. Like at church, the people that go to church, they have a big respect for God and for church, and like actually dressing up for God and for church, like, you know, on Sunday and Wednesday and stuff. So that was something that definitely challenged me during the time being there. So yeah, that was interesting. But oh my goodness. So again, the second day when we were there, we went to the wedding, and the wedding time that it starts is an hour before the wedding actually starts, so that everyone can get there late, but still be earlier than when the wedding actually starts, right? Because everyone runs so late, it's not funny. Like, everyone rocks up. It is 5 minutes to, and you're sitting there thinking, is anyone, like, coming?
Yeah.
And then it's like 2 minutes to, and you're like, is anyone coming? 30 seconds to, there's like 50 people come in. 20 minutes past, another 50 people come in. Half an hour, they just keep coming in. Like, it's just wild, eh?
That's strange.
So, yeah.
Is there anything that you, I guess, personally was challenged by when you came back home?
Yeah, it was, I mean, as I said, it was probably just the respect for God, like, and for church. And then also just being around the Gears. They've been around a lot of missionaries, being around other missionaries that I didn't know of, that aren't from Australia, let's say, just seeing their lives and realizing that, like, the missionaries, you know, in these countries can't just always be out there on the street, like, out there witnessing. Like, they've got a church to run, they've got things to do, they've got important things that they've got to do to keep the ministry going, to actually make it, you know, work. And just to be able to kind of draw from that the application to my own life, that I need to focus on the things that God has given me to do, and just get into them, focus on them. We get often so caught up in the idea that, oh, God wants me to do this, or God wants me to do that. But if I'm not already doing what I know God has given me to do, then why should God give me something else?
Yep.
So that was definitely a big challenge. And then just to learn to maybe cook some Mexican food. So, yeah, I came back home and I go, oh, cool, let's go buy some tacos. I walk into the shops, I'm like, I can only find, like, wraps and, like, some actual tortillas or something that I'm like, oh, stuff this. Nah. It's actually not. Yeah. Oh, mate, that was far out. Yeah, at the wedding, actually, they were making some wraps, or not wraps, but like tortillas and that kind of stuff, tacos and that kind of thing.
To make that,
yeah, it's, I mean, they're everywhere, eh?
Start a new segment, Cooking with Greg and Andy.
Hey, let us know if you guys would like to see that.
It's so good. Sometimes have to be me and you, Cooking with Greg.
Hey, cooking, yeah, so hopefully Greg will be feeling a lot better next time. And he'll be back joining with us. So, yeah. But that was it. That was pretty much the trip to Mexico in a bit of a nutshell. I jotted down a couple things. I've forgotten that if I actually got most of those things. Oh, one little quick story to end it all off. I find very, very fascinating how resourceful a lot of Mexicans are. And they make use of what they have, pretty much. So we're going along to a city or a town about an hour out of Mexico City, and the Gears said, hey, you got to get a video, you got to take a photo of this. We'll tell you when to take the photo or video. So I start recording. We drive over a little bridge. Underneath the bridge is running this, like, black river. Anyways, and it stunk horribly. Like, oh my goodness. Stunk so bad. Anyways, what it is let's get resourceful. They pump the sewage from Mexico City out to the towns and cities around, water the fields with it, and hey, the crops grow great.
Oh, that's rough.
So yeah, very interesting.
Do they have clean water?
Well, that's debatable. Anyways, on that note, the last place we stayed in was they cut off the water to the city or town, whatever you want to call it. It was about like 100,000 people in the city or in the town that we're in when we're outside of Mexico City.
Yep.
They cut off the water to the town, and that day people were in the street, threw tires and rubbish and stuff onto the street and just stopped the traffic for like 6 hours or whatever. Like semi-trailers, cars, everybody just stopped.
What for?
I think we were pretty sure it was they were just like protesting against the water being cut off in town. Like as in just all the water's being stopped. Like you turn on a tap, there's no water.
Right.
So they were just like, this is not what's happening here. This is not the go. So, yeah. It's just wild. Like, it's literally, it's just another world, So it was that was the other thing, coming back to one of the things that I actually learned, just eye-opening in seeing other people's struggles in, people living on the street, doing what they can to make money, whole families on the street, and just seeing, how they live. It's just wild. And obviously the rich and the poor, like just the total disparity. And then the one other thing that I really wanted to highlight actually is we get so caught up in believing that when we're going through hard things, it's just us. And there aren't other, 8 billion people in the world struggling with things too. And serving God and still going to church and still telling other people and still trying to live a Christian testimony and still trying to, be a witness for Christ. And that was a massive encouragement and challenge to me, the fact that there are so many other people out there speaking another language, right, in a whole different continent and doing the Lord's work. Young people, old people, children. There was one thing I think I'll forget for a while. One of the places we went to, there's this kid rocks up, about a 12-year-old rocks up on his push bike and he bikes to church and back. I didn't see his parents there at all. He just comes to church, rides his bike and goes back. And then a lot of youth, being involved in church and serving God and just seeing the fact that we're not the only ones out there telling others about God, living for God. There's so many other people out there doing it as well. And we forget that there are so many others and we're all part of God's children. So that was something that just really, really touched my heart.
Quite encouragement, isn't
it? Yeah, 100%.
That's so good. Wish I could have experienced something like that. I mean, I did go on my mission trip to Fiji, but I can tell it's very different,
Yeah, or you would have noticed it a bit. Here there is just, there's so many people that you just can't miss it, if you know what I mean. But definitely, on that note, guys, if you haven't been on a missions trip, get out, go to another place, especially going to like a second or third world country, takes you out of our first world country here in Australia and actually gives you some insight into, what other people's struggles are, how our struggles are so small in comparison to a lot of other people's struggles when it comes to simple things like, running water or, just a standard of living, right? So everyone has struggles regardless of whether they're first world, second world or third world. But just some of our struggles we take and some of our blessings we just take for granted. So guys, get out and actually go for a missions trip. 100%. Yeah, for sure.
And you build some good memories too.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, 100%. So, no, it was good. Really enjoyed it. Always the history. I love learning about the history side of it. That was so exciting. And Mr. Gear... we had a, what was it, what do you call it, the moon crossed in front of the sun? Solar eclipse, that was the one. Solar eclipse we had while we were there, so that was pretty cool. And the gears actually had some little glasses you can put on, you could see it going across the sun. It didn't go dark where we were, because we were down the bottom, Mexico City, but it went like greyish around, like in the middle of the day, and you could feel on your skin. It wasn't like, you know how like the sun normally, like when you're directly standing in the sun, you feel like the heat just hitting you. It was like perfectly, let's say, sunny, even though the sun it was partly hidden, but there was no heat on your skin. Like it was just like felt really nice.
Yeah,
it was like the perfect temperature. It was crazy.
Like it was nighttime for like a split.
Yeah, exactly. But it was still warm around, but it wasn't like it was like burning you, because like the rays aren't really hitting you because it's being blocked. Yeah. Really cool. So yeah, I didn't go too blind staring at it. That was a good thing. I'm already blind enough.
I would have gone blind for sure.
Yeah, but oh no, it was so good because Gears had the
big tinted glasses.
They were like cheap $2 glasses that you stuck on your eyes, stuck over your eyes, and you could look up and see it. And it's so funny because Mr. Gear is just like running around handing it to people. People are like stopping, driving in the cars, stopping, and he's like giving it to them. Hey, you should check this out, right?
Head out the window.
It's so funny. We pull up to the petrol station, and so he gives it to the person that's gonna do the fuel. To, hey, you should check this out. So anyway, they walk out and check it out, and then this guy pulls up on his motorbike, and Mr. Gear's like, oh, you should try it too. And so the guy puts him on, and he's standing underneath the petrol station cover, looks straight up in the air and can't see anything.
It's broken.
And then he's like, oh, whoops. And then walks over to where he can actually see up into the sky. So funny. Oh man, good times. But yeah, so that was exciting. Yeah. That was cool. Just to be able to, I've never obviously seen a solo clips before. Cool. That was so cool. So. Yeah, it was good. So yeah, any final thoughts, mate?
Oh no, it's just I mean, I could tell that when you come back home after your 3.5 weeks.
Yeah.
I could tell it was a bit of a kind of like a what's the right word? Pip in your step. You're like
there you go.
Encouraged you were more motivated to just get things done. You were more motivated to just get amongst the young people. I'm like,
yeah.
Actually, I've had a good impact on you.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. That's good to hear.
It's good to see that there's been a lasting impact, and hopefully those memories will stick with you for a while, and you'll see what God's doing. There's other people out there that are trying to do the same thing we are.
Yeah, 100%.
Facing the same struggles, and devil's trying to attack them all, but
yeah, for sure.
We're all children of God, and we're trying to do our best.
That's for sure.
It's probably mission trips are awesome.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Wish I could do more.
Yeah, facts. That's it. Oh, we just gotta pray for PNG one coming up.
Yeah.
With Greg. Guys, go ahead and make sure you praying for that PNG trip. Greg's organising it, so we're excited for it. It's gonna be good. Cool. Alright guys, we'll catch you on the next ones. Greg and Andy Unleashed.